Hello, world. Hello, world, and welcome to my show, Rebuttal. Hello, world. Welcome to my show, Rebuttal. This show, let me see. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show, Rebuttal. Hello, everyone. Creative. Let's get creative on this journey. Hello, everyone. My name is Israel Jones, as I hope you already know. I'm coming to you live from Cocky Boy Studio, and I'm presenting a show called Rebuttal. Rebuttal is a show that is something important to me because it's an important work. The point has to be made when there is an iconic, sometimes world changing, moment. And what I've noticed is that the masses of people always have the incorrect response. Not only that, though, but also the incorrect thought process. And it's frustrating because some people just go along with the masses because they convince themselves that what everybody else is doing is the thing to do. Not a matter of right and wrong necessarily, but just like that's what people are doing in style, in vogue. Um, and it's born from honestly, it's born from watching people like Jesse Lee Peterson. And I called into his show a few times and debated with him. And I really tried to present to him a philosophical awakening. And I'm not going to go too far into it, but if you know Jesse Lee Peterson or if you know his work, and if you go and research him and find out about his work, you'll know what I mean and you'll know why I don't want to dig into it. But uh, more recently, it was Kwame Brown. And the problem I had with that is not only did everybody agree with him, not agree with him, I'm sorry, not only did everybody agree with what he was doing, but some people went as far to say that that's what a real man does. He's the definition of a real man. Finally, we hear a real man talking. Uh, so incorrect, so inaccurate. He was doing what a man doesn't do. And he also is a bust. I mean, when it comes the bottom line, he was mad about Stephen A. Smith and others calling him a bust, but he never denied that he was a bust. And for what I know, he was. And he kept complaining about other people being butthurt, but he was butthurt about being called a bust. That's what the whole controversy was all about. He was name calling people, I mean, using fighting words, saying that his mother taught him this thing, mama's cooking, he used to say. And he would always say it like in a reference as that's where he got it from. And he would be so proud that he's a Geechee. And it was I couldn't stand him, but it was almost like the Trump supporters. Yeah, I can't stand Trump, but I really hate you guys. The people who supported Kwame Brown, I really did not like the stream of consciousness that they were on because it was so detrimental. It was it was a culture changing phenomena because what was happening is we were saying that the right thing to do is when people criticize you, the right thing to do is to go off and criticize them and call them names and belittle them and act crazy towards them because of their critique. And not long after Kwame Brown blew up on the internet, he started making videos every day, just pissing me off more and more. But not long after that, the Sha'Carri Richardson, she blew up at a reporter in the same fashion. It wasn't as well received or respected uh, or even as popular or well known about as his stupidity, but nonetheless, I know that it was that's where it came from. She felt the license to do so because that's what was in the zeitgeist at the time, and she was a willing participant and came across looking so ghetto and stupid. Um, so that's why I think that's why it's important to me because I cannot let those voices go unrefuted. That's the purpose of this show, Rebuttal. It's just to give you a perspective, a philosophical awakening. Once again, consider it, listen to it, hear it, and don't just go along with the masses. As a matter of fact, know this: whenever or wherever the masses are going, that's the wrong direction. That is a rule as old as time. The masses are always wrong. If you're trying to decide of which way to go and what to do, that's a telltale sign. Don't go that way. So right now, what's in the news? What I've been consumed by is this Memphis Police Department beatdown. Now, I had to call the police department in Memphis, the chief of police, some time ago, maybe about a year or two ago during the pandemic, because I saw this video of this person named Kayla Gore. Kayla Gore is, I think, a Facebook friend of mine, and she posted a video. She was on Beale Street and in Memphis, and she was riding a scooter, and the cops wanted her to stop. Okay, and so conversation ensued. These young black cops started cursing her out, calling her names, um, being totally belligerent and disrespectful. I mean, it was an awful display. And so I called the police department and asked if they had seen the video because it was on social media. And he said he didn't. But I asked if profanity was against police policy because you can be arrested for using profanity, disorderly conduct, if it's done in a certain way, I believe. And if that's the case, then they should not be able to curse when they're in uniform on duty. I think that's a very crucial and important step in what they talk about, quote unquote, police reform. Let the public see, first of all, the police department's employee handbook, the do's and don'ts. what they can and cannot do according to the policy. And if that is not adequate, then the public needs to come together and make it policy. That's how it works. Right now, the fire is hot. This is a time where we could and should make change when something like this happens. So I know that there is a culture in the Memphis Police Department, and now I think everybody knows. I knew it a couple years ago. Now everybody can see it because you could tell that the way those guys were acting, they were not renegades. They were very well in control of their emotions and actions. They were not. They were not monstrous. Now, what they did was monstrous, but that was the to kill him was not their intention. That's obvious too. But then again, if he kicked somebody in the face, somebody said it looked like he was kicking a field goal. If you kick somebody in the face, although it wasn't that hard of a kick, but still, if you kick somebody in the face, you can expect that they just very well might die. And so I take that back. But I don't know. That situation is the worst part about it is that it's not only those guys. They were a part of a larger group. Now, I dare to make a prediction or a supposition. But like I said, I called the Memphis Police Department a couple years ago about that Caleb Gore video. I posted it on Facebook. And at the end of the call, or in the call, I told the guy, the officer that I was talking to, that I can send the video to the police chief. So I said, but I didn't know who the police chief was. I was just calling about the video that I saw. So I asked him, I said, is the police chief a man or a woman? He paused. Then he said, the police chief's a man. I said, okay, well, I can send it to him and blah, blah, blah. So a couple of years ago, there was a different police chief. This new police chief is a new police chief. And I think that she emphasizes toughness. I may be wrong, because I really do appreciate the way she has been handling everything so far. And she's doing a good job. But I wonder, because those guys, those cops, they were acting like they were doing something pleasing to their superiors. They were excited. They were comfortable. There was a jubilant, brotherly camaraderie after the beating. A little bragging, concern for one another's well-being, feeling free to vent. One guy said he opened his knee back up, and his friend said, "Huh?" He said, "My knee, man, my leg." The guy bragging said, "Man, I was hitting him with some haymakers," which he was not, for the record. And they thought it was funny. And then the liar, the worst of them all, I can tell, he was just brimming with evil. He said, he grabbed my gun with that ugly accent. You know, Louisiana has a beautiful accent. Texas is, it kind of sounds like a dumb person, but that Tennessee accent, it has "We killed Martin Luther King" written all over it. But back to these guys. They are in serious trouble because they shouldn't have done what they did. And whatever punishment is meted out, one other thing I want to mention. One of them's name is Emmett. He's Emmett the Third. And I wonder if he was named for Emmett Till. I really would like to know if he's the third. I really would like to know that if his great grandfather was named for Emmett Till, and then here he is doing the same thing to somebody. Yeah. Well, that's my take on things. That's my thought for today. Um, I hope that I better not lie. I hope that my stream is well received. I hope that I have been entertaining and helpful. And I don't know. This is the first one. This is been something this has been something that's been on my mind for a very long time. Having this show, like I said, I had the idea that I would debate with Jesse Lee Peterson, and I realized that I need to have a platform because my voice needs to be heard. So, whoever took the time to watch this, thank you very much. I will continue at your request. Thank you. Bye.